Does combat power really increase your overall damage, and which characters are able to use combat power? In this video, I'm going to give you a basic understanding of what combat power is, how to increase your combat power so your character does more damage, and then show you the difference in damage using a weapon with and without combat power. Welcome MooTubers. Combat power is an important attribute that was added in early 2024 to display the overall stronger attack of your character. Understanding combat power will help you with your build, the gear you need to buy, and progress through the game. It also gives you a general idea of how powerful your character is. Check the character info window where your combat power is displayed alongside other stats. The characters that this was introduced to is the Dark Knight, Magic Gladiator, Rage Fighter, Slayer, and Growlancer. Increasing your stat points on strength, agility, and vitality can increase your combat power by how well they are added to your character class. As you can see in this table, to increase the combat power for the Dark Knight, you'll need to add points to strength. For the Magic Gladiator's combat power to increase, you'll need to add points to his strength and agility. The Rage Fighter's combat power would increase by adding agility or stamina, and the Slayer's would be agility. The Growlancer is not listed here, but to increase her combat power, I believe you'll need to add points to strength or agility. You'll be able to increase your character's combat power by adding stats to their build, but you can also increase your combat power by equipping weapons. The combat power is displayed on the weapon to show you how much combat power will be added. Unfortunately, beginner weapons don't have combat power, and the weapons that do have it are socket weapons, mastery weapons, and the archangel weapons. As you plus the weapon up, the combat power will increase. You can see this plus 5 socket weapon has 44%, and as you increase the level to plus 11, the combat power increases to 59%. For the Dark Knight, his combat power weapons are one-handed swords. The MG is one-handed and two-handed swords, and the Rage Fighter are the claws, and Slayers are short swords. Let's go test out the difference between a weapon with and without combat power. Shout out to Nixie for donating me 50 bless during my live stream. I was able to make and purchase fruit with this to be able to equip the Blood Angel event items. I really appreciate it. I've had this Dark Knight AFKing here with a socket weapon that has high damage as I upgraded it through the Chaos Machine. Now you can see that this is a socket weapon and doesn't have combat power. That's because the combat power is only available on one-handed weapons for the Dark Knight. I'm using this weapon because my Rave set has 30% additional damage when two-handed weapon is equipped. It's been over 5 minutes and my damage is 13k. With this weapon equipped, I have 23% combat power. Now, when I equip the one-handed weapons, it increases to 141%. Over 5 minutes has gone by and I'm dealing 20k damage. That is a huge difference. It really goes to show that these beginner items really are for beginners, and when you hit level 380 to 400, you need to upgrade to combat power weapons. I have these Blood Angel swords from the event which expires today. Let's see what kind of damage I deal with them. My combat power percentage increased to 158%. My damage had also increased to 24k, however, I had the Blood Angel set equipped with him. Let's now try with the MG. I have here an excellent high damage plus 11 Dark Rain Blade that doesn't have combat power. It's been 5 minutes and my damage is 16k. Over here to my left, you'll see my combat power is at 45%. Let's now try with the two-handed socket sword that has a 70% combat power. You can see my percentage increases by 70% to 115% when equipped with this sword. After 5 minutes, my damage has increased to 19k. Now I also have a Blood Angel two-handed sword that has 4% more combat power, but almost double the amount of attack power and 15 additional speed. Let's see how much my damage increases using this for 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, my damage is the same. My combat power has increased by 4% and speed by 15, but it hasn't added any more overall damage. Let's see what happens to my combat power when I equip 2 one-handed weapons. Okay, my attack speed is still at 210, but have a look at my combat power. It has increased to 175%. And have a look at the amount of damage I'm doing after 5 minutes, 23k. It looks to me like it probably makes more sense to use the 2 one-handed weapons for the MG. So even with the mutrax set that provides an additional 30% damage when equipped with a 2-handed sword, I seem to be doing more damage as the combat power is higher with the 2 weapons equipped. I think I would prefer this option for the MG. As you saw, the combat power improves your damage a lot, which then also increases your XP. I highly recommend when you reach level 380 or 400 that you purchase a socket or mastery weapon, even if you don't have any sockets on it, and then you use an excellent pendant with options your character may need. Combat power is a great way to increase your damage. However, there are other ways to increase your damage for all characters by 20%, which I cover in this video. And I'll catch you in the next one.